Now, these days, you can bet on almost anything, including the outcome of the next general election. Bookies aren't often wrong. You never see a poor bookie, do you? Mark Pearson's here. I wonder where he's putting his money. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Now, normally you talk to Ian about betting on sport, but it's politics, so you get me this time. Who bets on politics? Is it journalists and political observers, or does everybody have a flutter?
I think, you know, quite a few people have a flutter. I mean, the key for us this week is that we have a shop right by the entrance to the Conservative political conference.
Yes,
and obviously, as you'd expect, we've had an absolute landslide of punters coming into the shop, and they've been voting with their feet as well. And certainly, it looks a one-horse race. He's home and hosed, is David. He's at 12 to 1 on, so you need to put on £12 just to get a solitary pound
That's to give
back.
him a majority government at the next election.
That's for him to be next Prime Minister.
Ah, now, does that include a hung parliament?
That's to be next Prime Minister.
Prime
if you want an overall majority,
yeah,
that's 3 to 1 on, because we do think it could be a bit close. We expect...
See, there's the rub. So, 3 to 1 on for an overall majority. That means you're not as confident as the polls and the Tory party.
We're an independent bookmaker.
Clearly, yeah.
We're an independent bookmaker, Andy. You know, I mean, obviously, we're just reflecting the odds.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a shoe-in for him to be next Prime Minister, definitely.
Right.
But I would argue it is going to be a bit closer, like you say, to get an overall majority. That's only 3 to 1. But to Gordon Brown to be the next Prime Minister, well, to keep his job, is 6 to 1, and the Lib Dems are a huge outsiders, 66 to 1. I think you can add a note on the end of that.
I thought they might. That's the general election. We've got the Tory party conference in town. Do people bet on specific events within conference?
Well, we're doing straight from the horse's mouth tomorrow, and you can bet on how long David Cameron will give his speech. I think it was about 1 hour, 18 minutes last year. Now, what we're hearing from our sources, he's going for just over an hour.
Right.
Just over an hour, which is 11 to 4. Then you can bet on how long the ovation's going to be. Now, I think they're celebrating like they've won. I think the ovation could be quite long, and I think over 20 minutes at 4 to 1. I know that's a lot of clapping.
20-minute ovation?
Yeah, I honestly think it's going to be a long ovation with lots of waving and lots of clapping, and that's 4 to 1. Now, what I just want to do a blatant plug, right?
Go on.
There's no spending cuts in our shop. It's still free tea and coffee, and tomorrow morning we're giving free bacon sandwiches, but with no brown sauce.
OK, fair enough. You can also bet on phrases used in speeches, can't you?
Well, yes, obviously the big phrase this week has been ready for change, and we think it'll be used quite a bit, and 6 to 8 times in his speech is 9 to 4. We think we're going to hear Britain is ready for change. And I'm going to be sat there in the Betfred shop watching it, ticking them off with my stopwatches. I'm the adjudicator, checking the bets, because obviously when you have a shop next to the party conference, you've got to be careful. Yeah. There's a few sharks about looking to take money off us. OK, what about Broken Britain? Will he? Could I have a bet on something? Where does it work? Can I come in and say to you, I would like to bet on something, or have I got to take a punt on what you've offered me, as it were? Well, we've obviously got a number of markets tomorrow on the speech. We've got a number of political markets. We're betting on which Manchester constituencies are going to be won. We're betting on the number of seats. 350 to 375 is popular, 100 to 30, Burlington Bertie. But a man like yourself, obviously a pillar of a community, if you came in our shops, of course I'd offer you a price.
OK, would you?
But I would be worried, because I think you're a shrewdie.
Offer me a price on Gordon Brown standing down before the next election because of ill health. All right, do it a little bit later, if you can't do it now.
I think there could be a possibility, and obviously we're very careful. And
I don't have any inside knowledge.
I think you are a shrewdie, so obviously I'm a bit worried. So I think I'll give you 3 to 1.
3 to 1?
3 to 1.
3 to 1. Mr. Brown stands down because of ill health before the next election. I tell you what, that's
Which month will it be? We're also betting on that. Which month? I was out last night and I heard...
May.
Well, no, I heard a rumour of April, 10 to 1.
They'll coincide it with the local election, surely, else it'll cost an awful lot of money if they have to have it twice. You see how it goes? And this is just political betting.
Who knows? But, yeah, May's a favourite. 7 to 1.
7 to 1. Thank you to... nice to see you, and it'll be interesting to see who wins what tomorrow after the leader's speech.